So today I'm going to do a story time video about something that's very emotional for me to talk about. But I figured it would be therapeutic to kind of get my emotions out and talk about it on camera, and maybe someone else out there has been through the same situation and this video will help them. Today is going to be a story time about the time that I didn't graduate from high school with my class. I mean, obviously I graduated, I just didn't graduate with my class. It's been a few months now since everything happened, and I feel like I'm ready to talk about it now. And I feel like the best way for me to talk about it is to do it in a way where it can help someone else, because I tend to bottle up my emotions a lot, and I figured this could be very therapeutic. So I'll take you guys all the way back to the beginning of my senior year. Well, we can go back a little bit further than that. We can go back to the beginning of high school. I wasn't really happy with myself when I first started high school. I was chubby, you know, I was overweight. I wasn't happy with who I was as a person. And so I did really like terrible in school. Like I had all F's and D's, like I'm not joking. But I always managed to scrape through, whether I had to go to summer school for one class because I couldn't push it over with extra credit work or whatever. I always managed to scrape through. But then my senior year came and I had lost maybe like 20 pounds or whatever, and I was getting a lot of attention, and I just felt a lot better about myself. So my grades definitely improved. Like I made distinguished honor roll. I joined, you know, chorus. I was doing really good. I was happy with myself. I was blossoming socially. You know, I started seriously dating my boyfriend. I was just happy. And everything was just perfect, you know. And I had a great social life. I had great friends, and I started to see, you know, how great high school could be. Like I was having so much fun. Like I was in chorale, our chorus group, and I was just having tons and tons and tons of fun. My grades were good. Like I had zero stress. I was so happy. I was working. I had my first little job. I was so happy. But I knew that I needed an SOL to graduate for algebra. But no one really brought it up to me. Like I was going to all my classes, I was doing good. No one brought it up to my attention that, hey, you got this requirement like creeping up on you. Like I was chilling, I wasn't thinking about it. I was like, oh, you know, whatever. So, you know, time passes, and I start getting these little slips telling me to go to remediation so I can study for my SOL. Well, at that time I was in a play. I had a crazy math teacher who did not let us make up assignments if we had other stuff to do. I was just completely stressed out, and I kind of was like, I can't go to these remediations because I have I was taking 7 classes because of all the mistakes that I had made freshman, sophomore, and junior year playing around, that I didn't really get to relax my senior year. I was on my stuff because I had to be. I was working extremely hard, and I kept getting these little remediation slips like, you need to go to this, and I would go, but the way the teacher was teaching me, I wasn't retaining any of the information. It was like she was talking to a brick wall because I wasn't understanding anything in that class. Like honestly and truly, I was not learning nothing. But I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna get it though. It's okay. Like I'm making A's and B's. This is nothing, you know. So my best friend, hey Lex, she was in the class with me doing the remediation, and she passed. And I never got any more slips past that point, so I figured I passed too. Like her counselor called her into her office and told her that she passed, but nobody reached out to me and let me know anything. So I'm thinking I'm good. So time passes, we're getting closer and closer to graduation. You know, I go to prom, and I'm just having a blast. And an administrator calls my father and tells him that I have all my credits, I'm straight for graduation, but I need to take my SOL test. And I told my dad and everybody that I had already passed it, because I honestly thought I did. No one reached out to me and let me know that I hadn't passed it. Everybody else saying they passed it. Some people's counselors reached out to them, some people didn't. Mind you, the school I went to is extremely overcrowded, so I feel like a lot of people slip through the cracks because we don't have that many counselors, we don't have enough administrators, we don't have big enough classrooms, we don't have the proper supplies, and we're not up to date on technology. So a lot of things get lost in translation, And honestly, I feel like it was a whole bunch of bullshit, to be honest. Like, they definitely failed me because no one let me know about the situation until the very last moment. So I really didn't know what was going on. Like, I'm walking around shopping for prom dresses. I'm going on senior trips and going to New York and singing for this person and that person. Just enjoying my senior year, thinking everything's straight. And nobody's really communicating with me. Like, and I would sit in my counselor's office because me and my counselor were cool. Like, I would talk to her and I'm making sure, like, am I good? Am I good? Like, I have everything I need. She's like, you're fine. You're doing great. You're on the right track. Just make sure you keep your grade up in Miss Shabazzi's class, because that would be the only thing that would hold you back. And that was my crazy math teacher. She was nuts. Like, every teacher in that building knew she was crazy. And she was part of the reason why I couldn't go to all the remediations, because if I went to a remediation, I was gonna fail her class, like, straight up, because she would not give us makeup work. She'd be like, well, you weren't here, it's not my fault you didn't pass your SOL. Like, honestly, it was so much going on. And I should have, where I messed up was, I should have communicated more with my parents and let them know that I really was drowning. I was so stressed out. But I don't communicate well. I really struggle with talking to people about things that bother me, because it's hard for me. I don't like opening up to people because I don't like seeming vulnerable. And I'm trying to get better with that. It's like so hard for me to tell people what is wrong with me. Like, me and my boyfriend get into arguments about that all the time, because I don't talk. Like, legit, I talk a lot, as you can tell, because I'm rambling, but I don't talk about things that I probably should talk about, because I don't know how to let my emotions out. I really struggle with that. I'd rather make everyone think I'm happy, because I don't want to cause discomfort, than really say I'm struggling right now, you know. But anyway, so I'm thinking I'm straight. I'm thinking I'm good. And she, one day my counselor reaches out to my father, and she lets him know that I'm missing a requirement for graduation. You need 22 credits in the state of Virginia to graduate. I had 24 credits. I had more than enough credits to graduate, but I didn't have that one requirement. And she let my father know very kindly. She said, if your child does not pass this test, she will not walk. Regardless of the fact that she has more than enough credits for graduation, we will not let her walk. She cannot walk for graduation. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like, I was so pissed because no one communicated with me properly about anything. So I'm stressing at this point. Like, I was really bugging out, and I didn't know how to tell my friends. I didn't even tell nobody. I didn't tell my boyfriend. I didn't tell my best friend. Nobody really knew. I'm just walking around like I'm graduating, you know, because it's embarrassing, because this is a test that they've been given since the 8th grade, and I always struggle with math, and I could never pass that test. I could never pass it. Like, I legit could never pass it. And I didn't want to look stupid, so instead of asking for help like a dummy, I waited until the last minute, and that's how we're here today. So basically, okay, what was I saying? Sorry, y'all. Yeah, so she contacted my father and let him know, and then they started having us in remediations, and some kids are passing, and the room of kids who might not graduate is getting smaller and smaller. It's like, started off with like 10 kids, now we're getting down to like 6. We get to 6, we get to 4, we get to 2, and then it's just me and one of my friends, Deshawn. And we're in there looking dumb, because no one really communicated with us properly about what was going on. And Deshawn was one of those kids who had got it together his senior year. He's one of my best friends. He got it together his senior year too. And he had a lot of extra classes on him as well. And, you know, he just didn't know. When you got 7 classes and all your other friends got 4, and you're just trying to stay afloat, and you're trying to do right now, it's 10 times harder. And that's why I would advise people, you know, do your work as soon as you get in high school, so you don't have to stress yourself out about it. I'm proud of myself because I finished strong regardless of how effed up it was. I really had improved as a person. I started doing better. But it didn't have to be that hard, you know. And it's one of those things where hindsight is 20/20. You don't really understand stuff until you look back on it and you're like, bro, that didn't even have to be that difficult. If you would have just went to class and done your work when you was 14, you wouldn't be stressing like this when you're 18. But you don't think about stuff like that. So yeah, So they keep making us take it. I keep failing. And they're like, okay, you got 2 more chances. You know, you got 2 more chances. Just study. And at this point, I broke down. I told my best friend, I just was crying on her. Like, I don't think I'm going to graduate. I got 2 more chances to take this test. If I don't pass it, I don't walk. And I'm just crying. I'm crying to her. And she's like, we're gonna pass it. Like, I'm going to vlog with my best friend soon so y'all can see what I mean. This heifer is the most perky person I have ever met in my freaking life. She's like, we're going to do it right. You're going to pass it. Everything's going to be fine. And what I'm trying to explain to people is that the way my remediator had taught me, I did not retain any of this shit. So I'm walking around. I don't know what the hell is. I don't know any of this. I don't know how to take it. I don't know how to use the calculated tricks. I'm lost. I'm lost in the sauce. I'm sitting there like, y'all, I don't know how to take this test. I don't know how to take it. Like, I don't know how to take it. I don't know the calculated tricks. I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing right now. So she's trying to help me, like, learn the math in one night. I don't know how to do any of it. Because mind you, I tested out of Algebra 1 when I was in 9th grade. 9th or 10th grade. I can't remember. So I'm a senior now. I don't remember this stuff from 2-3 years ago, and they're trying to reteach it to me, and they're rushing and trying to make me feel dumb, but no one's communicated with me that I even had to take this test. So I'm stressed out. I'm like, yo, I don't even know what the hell is going on right now. Like, I'm lost. So I told my boyfriend, and I love him so much. He's sitting on the porch with me in the dark because my daddy don't be letting nobody in my house. And we holding up lights from the porch, just trying to study. And I keep breaking down crying. I can't stop crying. Because I knew in the back of my mind, I knew I wasn't going to pass because, I mean, I had prayed about it. But faith without works is dead. You know what I mean? And I didn't study. I didn't know. I studied, but I wasn't studying the right way. I didn't have a base to start with. I didn't know anything. So I'm just crying because I'm praying. I'm trying my best, but I know I'm not going to pass because I didn't know any of it. Like, I legit did not know. So I'm crying because I know I'm not going to pass. And, yeah. So we get into the remediation room. It's me and Deshawn and this other girl and this another girl. They're testing for something else. And if they don't pass it, they're not going to walk either. So I'm taking it. I'm crying in the middle of taking the test because I don't know anything. And I take it. The first time I took it, like the first remediation, I got a 370 something. You need a 400 in the state of Virginia to get to pass SOL. I had a 370 something. The second time I took it, which was the last time I would be able to take it, I stressed out. I freaked myself out. And I got like a 330, which is horrible. So I didn't pass, which means you don't get to walk with your class. Even though I had more than enough credits, I couldn't walk. So, yeah, that was heartbreaking. I remember getting in the car with my mom, and I just called my boyfriend, and I'm like, babe, I didn't pass, and I'm not going to walk, and I don't understand why all this bad stuff keeps happening to me, and da-da-da-da. And it was, I really went through a really dark time. Like, I was so depressed. I felt like I let everyone down. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna cry. I just felt, I felt really bad. It was so bad. And I just remember crying. And I called my best friend and told her. And she was crying with me. And it was devastating. It was so freaking devastating. Like, I was heartbroken. And nobody can fix it for you in that moment. Because it's done, you know. I'm the type of person where I had parents who could usually get me out of trouble, who could usually help me, but at this point it was done. There's nothing anyone could do. I couldn't walk. And so come graduation day, all my friends walked across the stage and I was at home in the bed crying. Like, I could not get out the bed. I was so devastated. I wouldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. And then I started to overeat because I was just so freaking depressed. Like, I was so heartbroken because you can't get that moment back. You don't get to look back on your graduation and say, oh, remember this part, remember, because I wasn't there, you know. I wasn't there. I didn't get to have any closure on my high school experience. I didn't get to, you know, put a stamp on it like, yay, I made it. I didn't get to wear my cap and gown, you know. And it's been hard. Like, I'm still dealing with that, you know. It's been a few months and I'm trying to like move on, but it's devastating when something like that happens to you, because you don't know how you're gonna go on. Like, I was legit heartbroken. Nobody can give me that day back. So I'm sorry. I feel like my dad is listening to me. Dad! 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 So, yeah. It was something I'll never forget. It was devastating. It was heartbreaking. It was earth-shattering. And, you know, my boyfriend's mom called me and she just was praying with me and letting me know it's going to be okay. Because I thought about suicide after that. I was so upset. I was really going to hurt myself. I was so mad. Like, I was heartbroken. I was devastated. And I honestly feel like the rules about those SOL tests are so dumb. I feel like the school system needs to do something about that, because that's bullshit. Like, if you work for 4 years and you pass all your requirements for classes, you sit in every class, you do your work, you should graduate on time regardless. And it's really an effed up rule. That's the only way to put it. It's messed up. And I know that there's someone else out here who's probably gone through that situation, and I hope that this helps someone, and it helps someone know that they're not alone. They don't have to feel embarrassed about it, because I'm getting on a camera and talking to whoever may watch this and letting them know straight up this happened to me. So it was super messed up. But things happen like that, and you just gotta keep going. You can't give up on yourself. And it took me a while, but eventually I got up and I stopped crying, and I'm pulling myself together. So it takes time. But it does mess with your confidence. Like, your self-esteem is ruined. You start feeling like you're not as smart as you thought you were. Like, if one test holds you back. But eventually, I went to this little SOL academy and I passed my test, and they tell you pass, and yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. But it was super devastating. It was one of the hardest things I've been through, and I've been through a lot of things, but that was pretty messed up, because I went through the hazing, and I went through the senior year, and I went through everything, and I didn't get to finish strong. I went through all the sucky parts of high school, because honestly, high school sucks. High school and middle school are very trying on one's self-esteem. And so the fact that I got through all of that and then I didn't get to walk was just like, oh my freaking God, this is the worst thing that's ever happening to me right now. And it made it sting more, because it wasn't because I failed a class or anything. It was really a test. It was just a test. So yeah, that's the story of the time that I didn't graduate from high school on time. And I hope this inspires someone. I hope this helps someone. I hope this motivates someone who may be watching this that's in their senior year and they sleeping on stuff they know they need to be doing. They're not working on stuff they know they need to be doing. This is for you. Get your ass up and go to class. Go to remediation. Do what you're supposed to do, because you don't want to be stuck, looking dumb and just being held back. So yeah, that's the story of the time I didn't graduate. And I hope it really does help someone. That's the goal of me doing this video. And I don't really care about being embarrassed, and I don't care how people feel about it, because it happened. It's my life. I don't really mind talking about it, because I really want to help someone, So I'll be the sacrificial lamb, But yeah, like this video, comment on this video, subscribe, do all that good stuff.